Alright, hey everybody, welcome to Empty Shell Gaming. We're going to play Oxygen Not Included again. Thanks for joining me. I watched my last videos and I was kind of upset about how the audio was here, so I turned down the game settings to about 60% and I turned up my volume to about 75%, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me a little bit better. I also was up for a lot of hours and I just really didn't have much enthusiasm in my voice and I was tired, so I'm hoping that now that I'm early in the day here that I'll have a lot better voice recording rather than what it was before. So I've been playing Oxygen Not Included for about the last 3 hours, which sounds sad when I say it out loud, but I am doing horribly on my other one, and I'm only at cycle like 50 on my other one. So looking at this one, we got a lot more copper than I do in my other one. I think that I might just cancel this right here and let it flow down to this. When I was watching the video, I could see that we had kind of a few mistakes there. Definitely want to get all this natural growing stuff, and I think I want to focus my research on maybe a little bit more planting too, so that I can get my own crops going. We'll keep this one as a discharge here for all the products that we don't want, and we'll try to keep this one fresh. I'm just gonna keep it out of that. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that actually right now, just so that, sorry about the dogs here barking, just so that we don't have to worry about that. If it falls down there, I'm not gonna be worried about it. I'll just switch where this is at and go down. Another thing is I dug out all the way to the sides on my other one, just to see what there was, and then all of a sudden I started getting like temperatures and changes and everything like that. So one thing I think I want to do right away is get everything blocked in so that our oxygen is actually staying in, and try to prevent from hydrogen and chlorine and the buildup of carbon dioxide, which we already have quite a bit of buildup in carbon dioxide already right here and here. So I think I might want to even get it down here and try to get the carbon dioxide going down there, and then maybe shut it off for ventilation and stuff like that. We'll see what we can do. From looking at this, I'm not too excited about it. I'm going to try to work with it, but we will see. That's a vacuum up there, so ton of carbon dioxide right there. I'm trying to point at it so you can see my finger pointing at it, but we have 1,882.3 grams of buildup there, so that's quite a bit of carbon dioxide, and hopefully that leaks through here and comes down here, but not affecting our sleep area. Also, what I forgot to mention in the last one is kind of just a layout. If somebody's never played this, they have no idea what I'm talking about. But so we'll go ahead and start with oxygen not included. Obviously, you want oxygen for your duplicates to breathe, which are these little guys here. And this is where your oxygen's at. You can see just about like this is what we want. We want our whole base to look like that. I've never gotten a whole base to look like that, but that's what we want. Obviously, the red is unbreathable, which I was saying that was like 1,800. I'm pointing to it again so you can see, but you can't see my fingers. So, but this is all pretty good. This is good. Eventually, the bathrooms will start to create a polluted oxygen, which we have deodorizers that we can get for that to help with that. But we don't want like let me get that here. Like this area down here produces the slime lung, which is, I'm pointing to it again. This is polluted oxygen, but it will pollute it, and your characters can get slime lung and get sick and stuff like that. So we have that. We have our power overlay, which is just this, which I was kind of thinking of experimenting on this one, but I think I'll experiment on another one just to see how it goes. But I don't get very far in my things before I decided to try something new. Here's our temperature overlay. Like I was saying before, I dug out all the way on the sides and I started getting hot zones coming in. Basically, when you first start, you have a big circle here of just green area that's perfect for you. This is hot, this is hot, this is hot, 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 really hot up here. Oh, we got some coal up there and stuff. But there will be like ice zones and stuff too that you can get into. Materials overlay, I hardly ever use this one, but there you go, there's that. Light overlay, pretty much this is the only light. What you don't want with the light is for your beds to be next to the light, because it'll keep your duplicates up in an area. You have plumbing, which I don't have plumbing unlocked yet, which is going to be one of the things I'd like to get going. You have ventilation. We don't have any ventilation yet. We have decor, which is important for morale. So the plants give off a lot of nice decor. Machinery and stuff like that obviously does not put off enough decor. Then we have germs, which we have some germs here, which is unfortunate because all that is coming from our bathrooms right now. And silly me, I didn't put in a sink in there. So that is why all this is contaminated right now, is because we do not have a sink. So that will be something that I would like to get in there before we start spreading germs everywhere. And especially in our drinking water, I don't want to get germs in there. But they will go around and they'll disinfect this once it hits a certain number or something like that. But if we can nip that in the butt right now and get that taken care of, that's why I'm putting up this wall, because this will start putting up polluted oxygen, and I just don't want that throughout the whole base. So we could actually change that to disinfect it at a different part, but we're just going to keep it at that. Oh, here's our slime lung. I didn't even know there was zombie spores. That must be something new. I've never even heard of that one. Fluorescence. I try to get all my characters so that they're not allergic to that, but that will really mess up your character if they're allergic to that stuff. Farming overlay. Just basically our plants there. And the room overlay is, which is going to be really important later to help morale and stuff. We'll try to get our bedroom in, but like if I want to go to the bedroom here, single comfy bed, no cots. We don't have any. Hold on just a sec, let me mute you here. I didn't think that you guys wanted to hear me yell at my dogs. Let's see here. There should be a barracks or something. Yeah, right here. So single beds, no industrial machinery. Minimum size is 12 tiles. Maximum size is 64 tiles. So as soon as we get a wall, I'm pointing to it again. You guys can't see my finger, but as soon as we get a wall in here, I'll probably take this bed out and I'll scoot it over here. As soon as we get that, then this should become a barracks. But and that will, I'll try. Actually, I'll do that right now and see if we can get that going. Fortunately, we got this. I don't want to get rid of that, so maybe I'll go this way. I'll go this way. Alright. So, put a wall there. How did I say it was 64? Let's just do 10. We'll just do 10. I'll get a floor going here. Man, that oscillite's gonna mess us up again. And put a door there, door there. We'll put some beds in there. There we go. And let's go ahead and start here. Oh. And I'm gonna make those a priority. 8 here. Just sorry, my dogs are playing with each other right now. And if there's anybody out there that has any, opinions or anything like that that I should do something, please let me know. Most of the views from my videos have been my brothers and I just watching it to see what I did wrong and criticizing my own work. So please let me know what I can do to better help your guys' visual. I just still getting into it, so I definitely am open to opinions and anything that you guys have that you want me to work on. And when I'm not talking, I'm just going to go ahead and mute it here because I feel like my dogs are being real loud. I got 4 of them, so they jerk sometimes. I also noticed in one of my other games that I was playing, sometimes when you're building, like, combat. So if I were to, I'm just going to do it over here. If I were to dig here, too high they can reach through, and say I was putting in blocks here over the top, and for some reason they like to go underneath and build up. So the last game I lost 2 people because they got stuck underneath here, and then I was building over here, not paying attention over here, and they get stuck because they built over the top of them. They're not very smart, and so they couldn't get out, and then they suffocated. In the event of that situation, I like to pause the game, prioritize, and I go over here to the top priority, and I just like click that, and everything will turn yellow, and they're supposed to go to that. But for some reason, my duplicates decided that they wanted to finish their priority stuff. So like how my characters have priorities here, they went and did all that stuff before they actually went and helped the guys that were trapped underneath there. So I'm not sure how to like override that situation, but it was definitely a pain in the butt for me because I lost 2 people because they decided that they wanted to go pick up something or mine something over here instead of doing this over here. So unfortunately I don't know. And also my brother had asked me why I started with the people that I did. So I started with a builder, I started with a researcher, and I started with a digger. I start with those because I do a lot of digging, especially right away. Obviously that you're digging the entire time pretty much. So always want a digger. And researcher, you want your research, which is still down here. You always want research to be going. I'll show you the research tree here in just a sec here. But can't because we don't have that built. But it's massive, and there's a ton of stuff that you can learn: plumbing, ventilation, different power sources, food. It just goes on, and it just makes your living so much easier. So it's very important to get into and finish. I try to do it as soon as possible, so sometimes I'll have 2 researchers go in at the same thing, and it just makes it a little bit easier. But you also want a lot of the different skills here. You want as many of these occupied at the same time to help your people out. And right now my people don't have any skills, so they're just doing what they need to do. As you can see, this person right now has soggy feet. I'm pointing to it again. And chilly surroundings. That's because they're stepping in the water here. Anytime that you get an opportunity to clean up a mess, like if I did that, he would pick it up and it'd go into a water bottle, and then they'd come over and, like this thing right here, they'd dump the water into that area. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because it's just going to keep flowing over like that. So he'd be sitting there for 15 minutes trying to mop up this one spot. Not worth it. Basically, when you have low amounts like this, here, I'm going to get rid of this guy here because these guys like to eat all your stuff all the time. And he just gave us food as well. Your food's right up here. I'm sorry, there's so many things that are... to explain in this game. So I'm sorry if I'm rushing it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and clog that up now. And actually, I'm gonna see if we got our room bonus. We do not have a room bonus yet, so no effect. There we go. There we go. Oh, we got that. So we got a moral bonus out of it. Nothing. It just gives us one moral. So nothing too exciting with that. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel these ones or deconstruct them there. Since how we have these ones that they can go to now. And actually, I could probably build another bedroom. I like to get around 10 duplicates. And it's just kind of easy to work with. I feel like. Don't quote me on it. And just the easiest way to do this is to. I can't believe I got it on the first shot there. So one thing that I will fix as soon as we get it unlocked in the research is basically you got all this oxygen right here, and the only time this carbon dioxide, like when your people are sleeping here, they're going to be producing carbon dioxide. So as soon as you open up this door, the carbon dioxide should come out, but it won't come out very fast. So basically you'll be sucking up all the oxygen and producing more carbon dioxide than you have oxygen in here. So as soon as we get it unlocked, I'll get ventilation system underneath, which will let all the carbon dioxide fall because oxygen is heavier, so oxygen is lighter, so it'll go up higher. So let's go ahead and just put these. And we'll see what I feel like. Did I not make that 10? Oh. Oh, that's irritating. Alright. Oh, that's irritating. Let's cancel these. Cancel that. And I'm going to move these over a little more. I hate when I mess up with the measurements. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just something that I don't want. And we can actually get another bed in there too, so that'll be nice. And that will give us our 5 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll just build around that there. Alrighty. And I'll go ahead and put some stairs right here. And I'll go ahead and combine that so that we have some things that we can mine up. And let me look at the temperature here. So we're starting to get out of our comfort zone here, which we'll start getting into the hotter temperatures. So I think that I'm going to just go right about there and stop. And we'll try to block that off here. Let's see. I think those stay about too high, those, which one is that, mealwood? I think they'll stay about too high here, so we can go across here. And I'm just going to cut that off right there. No, that's not it. Man, I am messing up with the measurements today. And I'll go ahead and actually put this across here. I don't want to mess up our planting stuff, so that's why I'm... And they probably actually won't even build this top part because they can't reach it from down here. I don't think they can. They can reach right here, but they can't reach up there. Let's see. This one. see how it skipped that? That's because that one did go a little bit higher there. I didn't do that on purpose. Put that down here. I'm going to throw a door here. And this is just to keep everything kind of in our area. We'll try to control as much as we can here. Our carbon dioxide is really building up here, down here, so I'm hoping that they'll get to this pretty soon. So I'm going to go ahead and raise that priority down a little bit. Actually, push one button there. Push that one. I want that, and I want these guys to get down here. I'm going to set this guy at a 7, just so that he's always checking on that. And I think it's 50% that they're at. 50%. So duplicates will be requested to operate this generator when the total charge of the connected batteries falls below 50%. So we could probably lower or something like that, but it's fine the way it is. Take that out. Take that out. So if you can see here, this is kind of breaking up. Your sandstone breaks up a lot. I'm surprised the sand is not either, but as soon as that breaks, it's just from the pressure of the water. So the water's at about 1,000 kilograms here, and that's just pushing down on these. So when you have this stuff, it won't collapse it or anything like that. But when you're on top of sandstone, it will collapse it. I guess even copper. I don't know why that one's breaking down, but yeah, it will eventually fall through. So if that breaks, then this one will probably collapse down and the water will kind of go over here and obviously put more pressure and it'll keep going down unless you have something like this, a tile underneath of it. I must have had something there, so that went away, so I'm just going to pull that in. That's the only bad thing about having the oxalite is it kind of messes with your building. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and it's just going to come out this side, I think. We can always do this too. And whenever they're on top of this, they'd be able to build. So if I do that, I should be able to get rid of all that because then they can get to this. Make up my mind to it. Alright, so my guys have a ton of stuff left to do. Pretty much this whole section here. A lot of building, a lot of digging, mostly digging, I think. Kind of clear out the spots that I want to here. Let's get all that going. This is, say it'll collapse if you build on top of it, so we want them to build there before anybody can use that. I'm going to put a door right here as well and block that off. Alright, ton of stuff. My video is about 25 minutes. We'll go to about 30 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and speed it up here. Let them finish building. I'm going to check on their skills here. Still no skills, which is pretty amazing. I thought they would have had some skills already. I'll check the priorities here. So Hasten is starting to get a little bit of these here. Finish another, so we got particles. I'm gonna slow that down. Like that. Alright, so the hatchlings will eat your stuff, but it is kind of a food source, which we got 36,000, so we're doing alright right now. We have 3 people. So I usually like to get about 10,000 calories for each one, just so I can make it through a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and look at these here. I usually like when they're a +7 on one thing. That means that they're really good at it. But we got all these bad traits. So cannot do cooking errands, which is not bad, and decreased athletics. Not too bad, not too worried about that one, but they're only one of each of those. I like the nighttime attribute bonus because sometimes, you know, depending on the scheduling, they're scheduled for night. It helps when they're better at night, obviously. But he's got decreased germ resistance, and as you saw by the slime lung and stuff like that, that was down at the bottom there. Not very good. So I'm just going to kick him out right there, and he can't do any building errands. So if one of his people are stuck and all he needs to do is build a piece for that person to get over to him, he can't do it. So that could potentially lose a life if he can't do that. So I think that I'm going to go for this guy. He's got determines how efficient a duplicate tends critters. Okay, so he's good at taking care of the critters, which we'll get into that eventually anyways. But he's got increased science, so that will help with our research. But he's got increased bladder, which means that he goes to the bathroom faster than everybody else. So we'll go ahead and with this guy. We got plenty of beds, so we should be fine with that. Actually, I'm going to throw up another bed here. Alrighty. So once again, I'm going to speed it up here. I could dig straight across here, and that would build all this here as well, which I'm not seeing anything up here that we really need, so I'm just gonna go for it, I guess. So as soon as this Osculite depletes here, they'll be able to build all this stuff. And actually, they can't dig through this because I don't have a high enough skill level. Insufficient oxygen generation, so I'm pointing to it again. 36 grams is, where'd that go? So we produced a lot more oxygen this last one, but we also consumed, and we have a new person, so that will affect that. Alright, so here's our research tree. Let me zoom out here. Lots of stuff that we need to know. I used to just start up at the top and do as much as I could and go down. There's definitely a lot more important things that we need to worry about. I really like to start with this one, just because it gets out your filtration. So if I was pumping with this guy, I could send it to certain areas, the water to certain areas. But I think that I want our ventilation, which is that one. That one will let water and gases flow through it. There's one in the ventilation. That's an installation right here. That one just allows gases to go through, which is kind of important sometimes. But I do like the mesh one. And that will also get our bathrooms going, so I might just go with that right away. After that, we might go to food. Get our food done. But I'm going to go ahead and start with that one and just get that so that we can get some oxygen in here as well. And holy smokes, it's been 30 minutes already and I don't feel like we got anywhere. This is starting to fill up with, this oxygen should start to come out here, otherwise it's just going to get squeezed up in here. That's probably what's going to happen, is it's just going to get squeezed right here, unfortunately. But we'll have a lot of carbon dioxide coming down here, which will be nice. I'm actually going to get it so that it goes all the way down. I'll give a straight line here. Let's cancel this. Oh, this monster's going fast. Yeah, we want all that carbon dioxide out as far as we can here. I could probably put just this right here. That way we can get all of this right here, which will be very nice. And we'll dig like that, and we'll get all this. Let me just make sure that, oh, we would not have. There we go, now we should get it. Okay, so that further you expand, the more you can see. We have got those. Let's go ahead and check this. Otherwise it would have just been sitting there. So that is all auto harvest now. So as soon as we can reach those, we'll start harvesting those. Had that stuff falling down. Oh man, that ruined that one. Oh, it did not. Okay. Cancel this. So, oh, there's more. How did I miss all these? Alright, so that's nice that we'll start getting some food there. We already jumped up to 37,000, but we got 4 people, so I'd like to make it to 40,000. If not more, definitely more. I always feel like I run out of food, so sooner the better on that stuff. Research is complete, so we got liquid bridge, liquid pipe, liquid pump, and liquid vent already. Alright guys, I know that I said I'd stop it at 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. I want to just keep playing, but it takes forever for these to download, or upload I should say. So, thanks for watching. Once again, if you liked it, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. If you didn't like it, please let me know there as well. Dislike it. And please put in the comments what I should have changed, what I could have done better, what you'd like to see out of it. Just let me know. And I did get one subscriber 2 months ago, and I forgot their name, and I really wanted to do a shout out on this video for them subscribing. So I will find that out. I'm going to do a banished video right now. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here in just a second and go ahead and start the, oh, I forgot that that was there. I'm going to go ahead and start that, and I'll do a video on that, and depending on the time, I might actually make a 7 days to die video, which will probably be about an hour long. Because the settings that I have for those are an hour long. So, thank you for watching again, and let's actually, before we go, before I forget, so next time, we can go ahead and put these mesh tiles. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw it right here and here. This will let the oxygen out as well. There and there, and there, not there. I will put them right here. This is just to let the carbon dioxide fall down and the oxygen rise up. Nothing too spectacular about that, but that's the way it works. And let's see how far away. Put doors here, so we'll put that there. Good for now, I suppose. I want to keep this stuff in, so I'll prevent from doing that. I think that we might put a door right here so that all this stays. I mean, I love how much oxygen is up here, but eventually we'll start getting like leak through of this stuff and the chlorine. So I'm just going to put a door there just to, as a precaution, I think. Push this over. There. Okay. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching episode 2. Bye-bye.